In the Aboriginal Head Start, that was where children could learn about themselves. And this is also where parents learned how to work with their children, how to teach them.
The purpose of my talk today is to share with you an important teaching that we were given by the late Leona of Musqueam. Now take it up palm and have it fit upwards. And he said that symbolizes that we reach back to ask for help. And then he said we have a responsibility to pass that knowledge on to others. And how we symbolize that is that we then take our right palm and face it downwards. And that way we can give help to others. And the Aboriginal culture, the knowledge, the language, the stories, you know, has continued to be a vibrant, important part of Aboriginal Head Start programs, which I think is so important, and that exemplifies when we reach back. You know, we ask for help from the ancestors, the elders, the cultural knowledge holders who have been able to keep all of that various knowledges alive. You know, as one of the elders said, some of that was put to sleep, you know, because it was against the law for many years to practice our stories or our ceremonies. And so it has taken, you know, a while to have that knowledge, you know, sort of become vibrant again.
What I really value is that they really encourage people to come in and volunteer, right? They really encourage people from all walks of life to come in and share any type of teachings that you have. So my mom and me, we went in on numerous occasions and did Haida dancing and Haida singing and teaching simple words. And I really valued that they were willing to do that instead of just sticking to the traditional territory we're on. They still integrated a lot of the solo words, but I really value that they're open. Just because we're not from here doesn't mean that we don't have a voice. And it's good because that's the way I felt when I first came down here, was that I didn't have a voice, and I want my girls to know that they need to be proud of wherever they come from.
For me, coming from a strong cultural background was so important. Coming from my grandmother and her teaching us that our identity is everything. She would send us to potlatches because she couldn't always make them. And she always gave us the instructions that when we go to potlatches, we represent her at that place. So if we're going up to Alert Bay or Fort Rupert or Campbell River, any of these places where these potlatches are taking place, we represent our grandparents in everything that we do. And that was probably the most profound teaching that I've ever had, is knowing that what I do reflects on other people. To some, that's a real burden and really hard to get past. But for others, it's a way that we uplift all of us at the same time, that we're able to look to each other and know that we're doing our best, we're representing our family in the best ways possible. I always look at us as just links in a chain going back to the beginning of time. And you want to create that strongest link to the past that you possibly can. I want my kids and other young ones that I affect to take on some of the lessons that I've been taught and be that very strong link in the chain that goes all the way back through all the generations, so that they're able to pass on those same teachings to their kids and so on.
Learning the very first words in Ojibwe, like please and thank you, daga, miigwech, that was some of my favorite words. That was a very highlight moment. Learning my first Ojibwe words in Nawaska kind of led on to the path I am today, which is my love for linguistics. Thanks to the Head Start, that was a part of my foundation, that I knew I was Ojibwe, and I was very proud of it because of those teachers who, put that pride inside of me.
Hello, my friends that are gathered here today. My name is Madelaine McCallum. Stronger Coleman is my traditional name, and I'm originally from Isle across Saskatchewan. I don't think I'm better than anyone in this room because I'm not. I'm a human being. I'm a spirit. We're all here doing the same thing. We're all here to learn. We're here to teach. We're here to grow. We're here to express. And we're here to love each other, right? And right now, as Indigenous people, we're on a healing journey. And what I want to do is just, hey, this is who I am. If I can help you and make you smile today, that's all I want to do. I'll do a jig, I'll do a power dance, I'll do whatever you want, just smile, right? Just to bring that happiness. And that's what I live for. Can you imagine this little girl growing up, beat up, trauma, abuse, sexual abuse, everything? You would think that she was going to go the other way and do the exact same thing, right? But do you think a lot of people do that nowadays? They go the other way? But something, that little light, that little something that was there, was like, go this way, Maddie, go this way, because there's a reason why you're here. Now I stand proud, because any energy that anybody gives you is their own, it's not yours to carry, and that's what I've learned. The names that I carry, I honor those names, the traditional names, because they're my protectors. Right now they're with me. That's our real connection. Our real names, those are our real names, because that's who we are in spirit. And I just want to say, build your legacy. Throughout every trauma, if you have a dream and you dance, you do art, you do theater, acting, if you whatever you do, stick to it, because that is going to save you through everything. Jigging, the funniest thing, right? Like Métis jigging is what saved me from all of that trauma. Because the act of just moving, and dancing, is what helped me get through it all, because it's a release. You dance off and you shake off all that stuff just through that. So I just want to say, build your legacy, honor your stories while you're living your life. Don't be embarrassed of things that you've done, because that has helped you stand tall and be exactly who you are.
If my program can help empower parents and children to make a difference in the world in the long run, that's my goal. And if that means that they graduate high school or are able to use their voice to have their needs met, then I think we've made an impact.
Over all these years, I've been touring around all over the world, telling stories, writing books, and we went to all these residential schools, and I was really, really sad that there's a whole part of my life that I missed because I had to go away to school. And I felt so bad, and I really thought, well, we had the worst part of this whole residential school business, and then one night I was telling stories in a place called Xaxli'p in northern Quebec. This old woman came, and she walked with a cane, and under her arm she had a pillow. And she came over and she put her pillow right down on the floor in front of me. And then she proceeded to lie down and close her eyes. And I thought, she's a really old woman. She should be here and I should be down there. But I was there to tell stories, so I sat there and I told stories. And as I was telling stories, I would look at this old woman, and she had her eyes closed, and sometimes I thought she was asleep, but other times there was this beautiful smile on her face. And when I was all finished, the people got up and they came over and said, thank you for all the stories. And then finally, this old woman got up. And she came over to me and she shook my hand and she said, thank you. She said, when I was a little girl, a long time ago, this priest came. And he told us never ever to tell those stories ever again. And I haven't heard those stories all these years. And lying there on the floor and listening to you, it made me feel like a little girl all over again. And for that, I thank you. And I decided that day, I have to go out and I have to encourage people to tell their stories all over again. Because, you know, we lived with those stories. We learned how to get along with each other. We learned how to take care of the disadvantaged and how to treat them, you know, like they're our own peers, and to help them, support them. And we learned how to live with each other, how to love each other, and, you know, and work for the whole community. And so that's what those stories are. You know, they teach us all these things. And I think for too long now, we have been losing those stories. And it's time we started to get them back. And that is all I have to say.
I think I was lucky to be here because I really felt the need to know more about my culture. And I'm going to high school next year and I'm taking an Ojibwe class so I can learn my language because I feel like that's a very important. I feel like I've been sleeping for a while.
I want to take you back. I said that sense of self, knowing who I am and my strong identity, was key to part of my resilience. Having a powerful sense of family. And when I say family, I don't always mean those who I'm blood related to. I mean those who love me and those who I love. So Aboriginal Head Start is part of my family. The fourth element to not only my resilience, but all of our resilience is our sense of culture, our language, our connection to the land, to the water, and to the stars. That the more I can connect to those, we heard a lot of desire this morning in the circle about wanting to learn more about my culture, learning about my language and taking the risk to speak even if I make mistakes. If we don't try, if we don't speak, how will we ever learn? So I encourage you as you leave here to consider yourself as resilient. We heard Madelaine say these 3 words today: I am resilient. Whatever you put behind I am is sure to come and find you. So make sure you put powerful things behind. I am a tree. I am a dolphin. I am a singer. I am a dancer. What are you? That's why we say I am. Very powerful words. So be careful what you put behind those 2 words, because it will be sure to come and find you.
I'm here to share my story of how being a part of the AHS younger and being implemented in that program and all the teachings it gave to me, it molded me to stay in that field, to always accept these teachings and pass them on and share them with each other. So I began being taught in the different little programs offered to teaching them. And till this day, I go to high schools and I love working with the little children because they're pure. Their hearts and their minds are sponge and they're pure and they're fun. They're a fun little group. That I do want to say, like, my time here it molded me to be the person I am today.
You can be whatever you want to be. It's your responsibility to do. Whatever it is you're going to do. Because I know that my grandchildren are your age, and I see how smart, how bright, and how wonderful you are. You have the strength to do and be whoever you want to be. So thank you for being here. Enjoy, travel safe. When you go home, travel safe and do your best to listen to your adults. Have fun.